ask me the question? I've been
No,
waiting
I'm
for
not.
the
I'm just
question
gonna
this
tell
whole
you. I have a question.
I can't the thing I can't handle is knowing that you have a question for me and you aren't asking.
Fair enough. What's your favorite, conceptually, elite
Fuck, I was
spec
hoping that would
for
reverse
End of
psychology and not
Dragons?
asking me. What'd you say?
Conceptually, what's your favorite, like class fantasy-wise, what's your favorite elite spec from End of Dragons?
You mean if they had executed it well?
Yes.
It's the Revenant one.
Okay.
If they had like done it right, so that like your great sword skills flipped, and like all the skills flipped, that would have been so fucking cool.
That's
That
what
would have been like the That would have been like the balleriest shit they'd ever done in the game.
Maybe like
if
the
like
great,
all the skills flipped.
the greatsword skills flip, but you don't get a weapon swap or something.
Pseudo, can I answer your question?
No, fuck that.
Yeah, go for it, everybody.
Give him a weapon swap. Fuck that.
Alright, what's the worst conceptually designed class and executed? Willbender.
The worst executed class is Catalyst.
It's Willbender.
It's Catalyst.
It's Willbender, right? Have you played Willbender? Have you played Willbender? Yeah, you have played it.
I actually
It's Feral Druid after Wrath.
Have you played Catalyst?
Have I played?
Okay,
to be
honestly,
fair, I have not played Catalyst,
Okay,
but I feel like Catalyst works
I'll give you the pitch for Catalyst, and you give me the pitch for Willbender.
I don't even know what the pitch for
So
Catalyst
here's the pitch for Catalyst being the worst executed one. Their class mechanic is a combo field, and you can't move it.
I'm trying to even think of what the like class fantasy would be for Catalyst.
Okay, your turn.
Wait, what was your class mechanic? What was your class mechanic?
The class mechanic is a combo field, and you can't move it. Okay, your turn. Go.
Bro, they took already virtues that are good on the core version of the class. They took them and just put movement to them. That's it. That's it.
It might be bad, but it's
I'd like to remind you, I lost a weapon slot.
It made them worse. Like,
fuck,
the base class one were better. Like, they were just genuinely better passively. These ones suck. They just have movement. They gave Guardian, which albeit is a wheelchair of a class, they give it movement, but that's it. It's shittier version than your core version of the class.
I mean, I'm not talking about the power level. The power level of Catalyst apparently is through the roof. Who cares? I'm just saying.
Literally, I just told you the design is literally Guardian has some movement now. That's it. Which apparently, if you sequence them right, you can reduce their cooldown. Whoa.
Whoa. I'm telling you, choose the class mechanic for a Catalyst is literally you just make a combo field. Like, that's it. You make a combo field. It gives you a boost. It gives you like strength.
Yeah, man, that's less than being
it's
faster.
so dumb. It's so useless. Like when it was first doing, I thought they were gonna have some like crazy shit where you could like move it around in all these crazy ways and have all these like cool effects and enemies. Now, it's just a combo field. You can't move it. You just put it down and the enemy walks out of it. You're fucked. It's fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets the Scrapper treatment where it just follows you.
Scrapper?
Dude,
Bro, Scrapper's getting buffed on Thursday.
I wanted the
it's gonna
shit
be
to
great.
be where there's certain like I don't know. I wanted you to be able to like move it around, like whenever you swap attunements, it's like
buff,
jumps
bro.
or something.
They already do damage, but they're getting a 24% buff. Yo, I'm gonna be fucking cracked.
Insta swap, bro. Drop the Shadow Hunter, go to fucking Scrapper.
Nah, Shadowhunter is already pretty good, and they got a 6% buff.
Alright, Suda, what's the best conceptual class that it's ever done?
Soul
Probably
Beast.
Chronomancer.
Soul Beast.
Soul Beast.
I really like Chronomancer as well.
Amazingly done. Soul Beast. I'm sorry.
Soul Beast.
I've played enough Soul Beast to tell you that shit is the most fun I've had, and it's
What else did you play?
Honestly,
That's
I haven't.
it.
I mean, I haven't played
Exactly.
Soul Beast. I was really underwhelmed. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on it, but like, I wouldn't think of anyone would think it was the best designed class.
I think it was amazing.
I don't think it's the
with
worst.
The current
it just,
game
it just, like I
mechanics
said,
at
it
the
just,
time?
it just
Oh, designed or conceptually?
With like the concept.
Yeah, Chronomancer.
I'm back.
Yeah, I agree with Chronomancer as well.
Actually, could be true. Chronomancer was very okay.
So simple and really cool.
It's true. Continuous split is one of the coolest things they've ever put in the game.
Yeah.
Too bad it was
really
also
neat.
super broken.
You can balance it by making it super long. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's just go through them all. What was
All of
okay?
them.
What was
All
the
27.
Thief had?
Starting with
Thief had
HOT, or?
no, just the POF ones. Thief had what was it? Deadeye was done. I don't know.
Let's start with our armor class. Light armor class, the heavy armor class, or other way around?
All right, light armor class. We've already established that the only one is the best one.
Reaper's the best. Yep.
Scourge was pretty good though. You can't hate on Scourge.
You actually
Scourge, I
can't
think,
hate
It's a
on
neat
Scourge.
idea.
Scourge completely ruined PvE content.
Okay, so we first off, let's just talk about class fantasy.
Actually,
Torment
Scourge
ruins
also ruined PvP
Torment.
content. Scourge just ruined the whole game.
I don't want to talk about balance.
Scourge ruined PvP
I thought we were talking
content
about
because it was
execution,
put
too.
next to a firebrand.
Oh,
Which,
talk about class
shout out
fantasy.
foods galore.
I think the problem with, so again, the concept of Scourge in my mind was they were trying to go with like sand, you know, mummies, desiccation, things that you know, that was the like artistic.
Oh, the
theme,
concept
the
was
design
fine.
theme.
Just
The
the execution
barrier
was-
would have been great.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm just judging it based on the class balance. And the class, like I said, it ruined every game mode. I don't know.
Well, I'm just
It-
saying, so conceptually, I think it's really good. It's very different from the base Necromancer, but still within
Yeah, I
its
do too.
lines. But execution-wise, I feel like they definitely missed the mark a bit.
Like, does balance count as part of execution? I'd say
Yeah.
at least somewhat. Like
It does.
I honestly think
also,
that
like-
Scourge ruined every game mode. So I don't
So
know.
I would say balance does count as
Just-
execution
yeah.
because if you strip the balance and then you pull the wrong string to balance it out again, you just ruin the whole thing. But I'd say like the way that class functions is kind of the important thing. I honestly kind of feel like that Scourge should have been where like your meter, your life force was something that you generated and then you spent to augment other things, not necessarily to create shades.
That's
but
very-
Yeah,
just
that's how it should. That's how all the necro things should be. That's basically how the new one is, right?
Oh no.
No, it's not. I thought you had to like build up stacks and you like consume. You don't consume. You just lose. I don't
With
know.
the shroud
I-
shit, the elixirs consume them.
Oh, really?
Because
That's
like in
boring.
my mind, I think of it as like, okay, you take like the crazy lich mummy whatever character with like sand and whatever, and you spend your sand to do crazy shenanigans. Like in my mind, that's
Yeah,
how
that would've
Scourge
been
would
cool.
work. And then like you can do crazy fun thematic things around that. And sand shades is just a part of that. Like one.
Oh, why does it have a 20-second cooldown gravity well, God?
All right, Edmonton. So what's the rating? What's Scourge's rating out of 10?
Out of
Overall,
10?
overall, gotta give it a rating
It's
out
a
of
fish
10.
out of 10. It doesn't get a rating.
You can give halves as well, because we're going bitch mode here.
Are we talking design or concept?
Overall, everything.
Overall, so I'm gonna say 5.
You know, we could separate it. We could separate it, I guess.
So,
Concept,
Concept,
execution.
I would say is like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Actual execution, I think, is like a 5 or a 6 because
I
it
would say it's
swung
even lower
so
than that.
well. So here's why, and actually, I think, okay, it might actually, yeah, okay, I'd even go as low as 3 or 4. I think all of Necromancer has the problem with the 3 or 4 range, for the simple reason of, and this is the thing that I've talked about with Dot and Kivia and whatnot after playing it, is Scourge was sold to us as the like fast movement with your teleport and whatnot. You have your sand trail that makes you move fast, whatever class that is you're weaker than normal or something, but you have barrier to make up for. And it turned out to be the slow ass class where it's all about like you have your barrier and whatnot.
You stand in
versus-
one place and just don't take any
Yeah,
fucking damage, and everyone
exactly,
else that gets
versus-
anywhere near you just dies.
Exactly, and Reaper was originally sold as you're a slow moving, hard hitting, whatever, like just behemoth that's hard to stop. And it's you dodge around, moving around all the time, just hitting really, really hard and just moving around. Like to me, that is you completely flop the execution on those classes because they play and they feel better, completely contrary to how they were originally sold, and in my mind, the original concept.
Honestly, I didn't even care what the intent was when they made them. I don't give the slightest shit.
I actually think Reaper's pretty high for execute or in class fantasy.
I think it is pretty high in execution, but I would say, it has that problem where it doesn't quite fit the theme as it was sold, which is like slow and ice.
I don't know. I thought Reaper was fucking sick. The Death Shroud was cool. I thought the whole thing with the Reaper was like, you're a necromancer, but melee. That's the whole one. I didn't realize there was any
I
more
saw it as
aspects
like
to
you were a
that.
Reaper. Like, Joe,
I mean, I wasn't really much. I mean, I actually played a lot of Reaper raids, but I wasn't really much of a
Microphone
necro player. I was
So,
like Kivia and
But I think conceptually, Reaper is really good, of course, and I think conceptually.
There's another Kiwi
Scourge
in my
is a really
match.
cool idea.
I mean, the
I just think
idea
that
of the
the
Reaper as an
execution is kinda
necromancer
eh.
class is great. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The Reaper was fine. It was
The other
slow weak,
problem,
but
yeah.
whatever.
the other kind of problem / thing you have in Guild Wars is they also try to subvert expectations with like traditional class designs and like the roles they
I
play.
only tried that
For
recently.
better for worse, because they don't always hit the mark.
Okay, well, we shouldn't be talking about Reaper. We're doing PoF classes.
Yeah. So
Alright, so
Scourge,
what were
again,
what's your Scourge ratings, and I'll give you my Scourge ratings.
say 4 on execution, I'd say 8 or 9 on concept and initial like design and how well it fits the theme of the class.
I'll say, I don't know. I'll say 8 on concept and 2 on execution. This shit was garbage. Like, I don't know. I can't get over how bad it was for the game as a whole.
Yeah, it was pretty bad at release.
No,
Keep in mind also, everything was really strong.
It might be better. It might be better. It might be better now, but like, at the time I played, it was just so just overwhelming in everything.
Unpopular opinion, I want to see the world where they didn't actually have a nerf patch and everything just kept getting stronger to compete.
Really, like 2-man, all the raid bosses, Duke and CM is 2-man, whatever.
I mean, honestly, the raid bosses too, I just like overpowered stuff. I'm on Slade's side where it's just like I miss fun.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, again, that's so. To Tay and my earlier point, I think there should be a like fun or WTF mode. I think is what they call it in like Dota and shit for like raids and whatnot. Like, make its own raid category. Like, no, you just want to see the fights, you want to experience them, but you're super powered and crazy. Here you go. You don't get the same tokens.
Is that fun? Is it fun to kill the boss in fucking 30 seconds?
Scale up the fight
with
too,
no effort?
then. Fuck, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'd
Some
love if
people
they
will,
scaled the
but
fights in
essentially-
general. They clearly are not willing to do that, so that's just a whole
Like,
separate thing.
Think of it like
think it's
you
a
have
separate
a
thing.
hard mode.
Even
and
even
non-hard
now,
mode.
they need to scale the fights. Like the old fight, like Veil Guardian is still one of their best raid bosses. That shit is like way too easy now. I'd love if they made that shit harder.
Just because again, stuff just says 40k now.
Yeah, Seth does 40k like base. 40k is like the baseline. And back when
Ah.
VG was current, like if you
It
could
was,
do if you could
16K
do
or
like
something,
if you could
16,
do like high 20s, that was like fantastic. That was like
on
totally
VG or
totally.
on a class, and then on VG you're
No, like if your class benchmark was in the high 20s back then,
Okay.
like that was pretty. That was, I mean, not that there were benchmarks back then, but that was like pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like if you could do like 16k on that fight, it was pretty good. Like 16 to 20.
I mean,
was
people
usually
were
good.
like Sword Revenant was the best fucking build. Like,
Yeah, you guys remember when
I don't
Sabato
know.
was
Content Warrior.
a DPS check because if you didn't have enough damage, the platform would
Yep.
blow?
yeah,
the thing
dude.
blows up. I
That's
mean, it
those
still
good
happens.
days,
It
bro.
usually happens when we miss like 4 cannons in a row because we're idiots.
I don't think it happens anymore. You literally burn the fuck out of her.
Well, I mean, with Scourge,
Fuck!
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Scourges are
God,
retarded
that
on that fight. So are
reading chat.
Firebrands, actually.
Had
Actually,
them
I don't
done
know
that.
which is worse on that fight, now I think about it.
On
I want to say
Sabbath,
Scourge, Tibia, and I would routinely hit like 33k, like not trying. But I want to say Firebrand, if you get your F1 tomes lined up just right, I want to say I had a few like 36, 37s. Not really trying, just
Scourge
lining
was-
them up well.
Scourge was definitely pretty gross in that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of just epi bouncing, if nothing else.
Well, that's what I say, but like without coordination, just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna epi this because they were in my AoE and just add more in the boss or whatever. I'm gonna epi from the ads back to Sav.
We've done
Tibia
one
and I were
class
hitting,
so
like
far.
33s pretty consistently.
All right.
That-
I need to get
just
some water.
realized
We
that
can
should
talk
be an
about this.
achievement in this game. Beat all the raid bosses, new and old, on core. That's what it should be.
I still like your
Yeah,
idea
okay,
of
leads back.
wear white gear.
Or not white gear,
green
but
gear.
wear like green or blue gear. And
Yeah, green
actually,
gear,
like,
green
get
runes, that'd be fun.
everybody in the raid. That'd be dope.
See, this is what I'm saying. Have a special WTF mode of raids that every week there's some new weird, crazy, fun theme to it. And one of it is like all your gear is normalized. One of week is like you only can use like you only get a weapon. Like nothing else gives you stats. That kind of weird stuff. You have no like all your abilities cost no like have like every cooldown. You just have permanent alacrity or whatever. You know, so it's
I
like, hey,
want
you
this
have
with
build alacrity in your
PvP.
raid group. Now,
I
play
want
around
this
with
with
different raid setup.
PvP where you only get to choose one weapon, unless you're an Ellie, in which case you get to choose one element. I want that so bad.
I mean,
That'd
doesn't
be
that
funny
sound
as
fun?
fuck.
Like, just... I mean, you gotta admit, Pseudo, that would be kind of fun in that game, right? Like,
Yeah, it would.
Alright, what is this?
I'm
setup?
support, I have a Warhorn, that's it.
Necros are 0
Okay,
on
one
every
weapon
single
is set,
scale,
okay.
and they should be removed from the game.
Dang, Raider coming in with the hot takes.
Like, pseudo, no joke, I also want a PvP fun, like, session week, whatever, with the World Your World thing, where when you kill someone, you get their, like, not utility set, or fine, utility set.
Yeah, it was like their
But
utilities.
I want it where it's forced. Where basically, if you kill them, you auto pick up their
That'd be
ability
funny.
set, and now you're stuck with it till you die.
Yeah, it'd be actually pretty
Or you
good.
kill someone else.
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
then
I
it's
don't.
like, alright,
He's kind of like a meta strategy of like, okay, my thing's shit, and if I could die to this guy, he gets
yeah,
like.
okay, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, and then you're gonna be able to kill them. But then you're gonna get their movement set, like their gear set. It's
I'm
just
not a
weird
warrior,
cycle.
so all of my skills suck.
Alright, I got my water and I can talk again.
Nice, and now we're done with the conversation. Glad we talked about all that. Bye.
Okay, so moving on.
Anyone want to do scorpions or anything?
So I thought we did Scorpion.
Well, excuse me.
Princess.
No.
Correct.
I got my paladin, so that's fine. I'll just do it with the paladin. See if I can get Dirk to 1370.
Alright, Scourge,
Alright.
done. Next one. Fucking Ellie, go.
Alright, Weaver, what do you think, Edmonton?
I agree that
Damn, he's
concept's
just
real strong.
speechless.
He's thinking.
I don't think I would say that it's 10. I would say they are 8 or 9 again. Because I feel
For
like
the
there's
concept?
yeah, because there's a few weird things with elementals in general that I don't like about the concept, and that's the fact that with your not specializations, but your traits, or your traits, yeah, traits. Because one of those has to be your specialization, you only get to choose 2 elements. And to me, that feels counter to the Weaver's core design.
Or one element.
Weaver's always been like that. He basically already only chose 2 because he used to just pick Arcane for everything before Elite.
Yeah,
and the
but
Elite for...
exactly. And but
I mean,
to me,
that-
that's a Ellie.
The thing is, that's not even Ellie. That's like every class.
Up,
Is you
yeah.
have to choose an Elite spec, and you get 2 base things. Like,
Yeah.
That's like every fucking class.
But I'm
That's
saying,
not
but because Ellie's different things are broken down by elements, not by like types of abilities. Like honestly, to me, that's one of the core elements, like Guild Wars 2 Ellie problems. I feel like everything should essentially be all elements, but it's all tied to types of abilities or like styles of play instead of an element.
You can't judge. You can't judge the whole fucking. You can't judge Weaver based on the problems the whole class has.
He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do.
I can play the shit out of Mirage and think it's bad.
All right, give me your shitty readings for Catalyst. Or yeah, you want me to give you the? I don't know. Like I already
Weaver.
told you this. Give you the Catalyst
Execution,
spiel.
I think, is
Or Weaver, yeah, not Catalyst.
I
God.
barely remember Catalyst, or not Catalyst,
We're
but I
not talking
barely remember
Catalyst.
Weaver at release, honestly.
Could have begun.
Execute again. I'm trying to remember Weaver at release. Long ass time ago. I want to say
It was incredibly overpowered.
well, yeah. So if we're counting balance, like I'm kind of leaning 6, maybe 7, but I'm
I
counting.
mean, everything. The thing is, everything at the time. I say it was overpowered. It was worse than Scourge and worse than Firebrand. So,
Mirage.
and worse than Mirage. Was it worse than Mirage?
Everything was worse than Mirage. Mirage was OP until they nerfed it.
Yeah, Mirage.
Okay,
in my
well,
opinion.
no, actually,
point-
that's not
my
true.
point-
So
my
Also,
point
that's
is,
a
like-
Page perspective.
No, okay. Quick quiz. What was the most broken class at
Firebrand.
PoF release?
Shut up.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Firebrand.
What? There's nothing wrong with my Firebrand, man. Shut the
No,
fuck up.
dude. You don't remember release when the
I
fucking
remember
Ashes
release,
was...
dude. I used to fucking shit on
Okay.
kids. It was great.
I was gonna say when Ashes was on like everyone around you and didn't have a cooldown on how fast it could proc out.
Fucking
and-
infinite stacks.
Oh, is
yeah,
that what
infinite
happened?
stack. It was like
Fucking.
I remember
No.
joining a random, like I was in a stream and I got called out by my friends at the time because I was in like Potato's stream or something when he was streaming one of the random world bosses.
Took
and
him
I
a
was in
week to
there,
fix
and
that.
He had arc up or something, and I was doing 216,000 DPS, and I was way above everyone else.
Good.
So my friends were like, "Dude, I saw you on the stream. What were you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was just hitting Tome as fast as I could."
These tome skills seem good,
Literally
guys.
I literally was like F1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, F1,
Do you remember
5, 4,
the-
3, 2, 1. Oh, hey, F1, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Do you remember the beta?
We're getting off track here, guys.
Firebrand skills
Catalyst.
looked like? Alright, continue.
So I don't know if I like talking about it
That
at
counts.
least
We
so
have to
much
start.
as current state.
Yeah, I'd say more what it settled into for a long time. I don't know.
And that's because balance is important, but I feel like as far as execution, we're now seeing the more mature version of the execution of it, and I think that's the important thing to keep in mind.
I would.
Because this is what they settled on instead of what they
Okay,
want.
let's
And
pick a
that's what I'm
time
saying.
period for this.
Design is one versus concept is one.
I mean, the
versus
thing.
execution
Okay, the thing that Weaver became and basically has been through like most of its time, at least up until this latest expansion. I can't judge after that. But it's basically it was incredibly powerful, but it was super complicated. So basically, nobody could actually, do it.
Yeah. And again, it's been a while since I've played, but
I mean, it was
one thing I
always
thought
like
Weaver
high on
kind
the
of
DPS
needed-
charts. It just no one could do the fucking rotation, and it was
Yeah.
really clunky on bosses that moved, things
Yeah.
like that.
The one thing that I kind of always wanted on Weaver, and I get it would make it broken, so don't talk to me about that yet. I understand you'd have to balance other stuff with. Is I always kind of felt that switching stances shouldn't buff you. Like Weaver to me felt like an offensive, you like react and or try and preempt what your opponent's gonna do kind of fun class with weaving all your crazy skills together. And I always thought that changing your element should proc some ability. Similar to how with like Arcane and Classic Elementalist, you would change elements and then dodge, and your dodge would proc another spell. And so, but Weaver would have been more focused on offensive. So like, to throw it out there, and again, I understand it would be broken in the current state of
Just
the game,
talking
but like
concepts.
swapping into like lightning, like hitting lightning at all, gives you a very like close range, point blank AOE with a daze or an interrupt on it. Stuff
mean,
like that.
They kind of did that, just nothing that strong. Like,
Well, that's what I'm
know.
saying though, but make that strong because then now the Weaver is dealing with how do I want to weave my abilities with the secondary effects of each element.
yeah, but if you have it be strong and on a 4-second cooldown, I mean, I guess I know you were saying that like, oh, it's gonna be OP, but like, I mean, just the very basic concept of that is like insane. Having
Yeah.
a strong effect for free on a 4-second cooldown, like,
Well,
You
give it
can
an
make
internal
anything
cooldown
balanced,
then. So like, you know, it has an internal cooldown of like 15 seconds, but when you swap
alright,
to it,
we're
does
getting
this
so
thing.
far off track here.
Anyway.
We're not.
So-
We don't have to speculate about what could have been.
So, but anyway,
We can't,
what I was
but-
saying is, initial concept, I really, really like Weaver. Execution,
course.
I think that they only got half of it because the utilities, in my mind, are
Yeah, that's what I
they're
was gonna say,
maybe
too.
there, but I don't feel like the utilities fit the style of the class.
Talk
Utilities
about
are
bad
just
utilities, go look at all of the warrior utilities forever.
I
We're
understand
not talking
you have
about
a hard on
warriors,
for
Pseudo.
warriors, Pseudo, but we're not talking about heavy armor right now. More kind of to the point. We'll get there. But to me, it's not about good or bad. It's I don't think the style or design of the utilities fits the concept of the rest of the class. So I feel like you've neutered half of the entire specialization.
I hate the weird utilities. I completely agree. I think they're all bad. Arguably, the one that makes you not be a Weaver anymore is like fine, but it's like, why the fuck am I playing Weaver if I'm just gonna take this thing that makes me not a Weaver? Anyway, so I mean, the concept of it is incredible. Like, what fucking Elementalist player didn't want to combine their elements, right? Like, that's the fucking dream.
That's it.
Execution for the weapon shit is like amazing. Like, they actually did the thing that they never fucking do, and they made the class mechanic work on every old weapon that Elementalist has, which is not an insignificant number of them. Which is, fucking awesome, and something they almost never do. Like, I don't know, switching the weapons is great. I love the prediction thing of it. Like, I don't know, it was a lot of fun to play. Super complicated, which felt like, that's how Ellie feels like it should be super complicated. That's just the fucking class, I don't know. I thought it was very well executed, with the exception, like you said, the utilities were fucking dumb. They were just straight up bad. So.
Great for PvP. They're still great for PvP.
Oh,
so
they're
again,
strong. They're
there's
strong.
a difference between
They're strong.
effectiveness and design.
They're strong.
I
They're
am
just
talking
poorly
about-
designed. Like, I think they are very uninspired. They could easily be base LE things and nobody would bat an eye.
Well, you can't blame them. Listen, Weaver took a lot of brain power to create. By the time they got to
I don't
utilities,
think
they
it
had
did.
no more neurons.
I mean, that's
No,
honest.
Are you
that's
telling
what
me
juice on
for
this.
every single weapon in the game to find a
Oh,
good
that's
combination?
development. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
I
at. By
don't
the
know.
time they
There
got
actually
to
aren't
their
as many as you think.
Yeah, but they had to create at
Well,
least
no,
something
because
unique
it's
and
not. It's not
work.
based on the combination. It's based on just whatever your main hand weapon is. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not mad about that.
There's 18.
It's 18, bro. That's
Dagger
Six
staff
too
set there's
many
20,
for-
24.
keep doing the math. It might keep raising. Who knows?
Just fun.
Anyway,
Did
so
you
let's see it.
calculate underwater weapons too?
Oh no, I
Didn't
didn't.
even
There's
do
one
it for
underwater
underwater
weapon.
weapons.
There's fucking goddamn it, juice.
Get fucked.
There's yeah, I mean that's fair. There's whatever, like 4 plus 8. 32.
I mean,
Above that.
if I'm saying this is my I think their best design one, I have to say the concepts of 10. I'll say the executions. Fuck, it's either a 9 or an 8. Just it would be 10 except for the fucking utilities are garbo. But you know, if the rest of it is good enough, like who fucking cares, right? I don't know. All right, what's the other light class? Mesmer. What is Mesmer? Oh, Mirage.
Mirage, an original concept, very good execution.
We talked about Mirage, I guess.
Effectiveness
Class
on
Fantasy
execution
6
too.
execution 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of close to pseudo on the actual execution of it because I feel like they fell so far away from the initial concept with their execution that it is not great.
Like there was on release there was a trait that said your dodge now stun breaks you. Guess what you didn't need? Your dodge to stun break you in any way, shape, or form because you can dodge while you're CC'd or immobilized or fucking on the moon or whatever. It's so fucking stupid. And rather than fix that trait in the coding of the dodge, they changed the class, which fundamentally unfucks the balance, like kicks the balance in the head. It's so dumb. That's all I have to say about that. Infinite Horizon, which was mandatory on every build forever, was supposed to be a choice, and then it wasn't. It was just how the class, if you're gonna make the class have Infinite Horizon on everything and be balanced around that, give that baseline and then nerf it or something. It's so fucking
So
dumb.
we're
Oh, I got.
we're falling into the problem of balance, which is why I was wary about putting balance
Yeah,
into
fair
this,
enough.
like design. Because in my mind, separate all numbers and effectiveness from a thing, and look at how it was executed and what role it plays and what it does. And granted, in your that case, you are correct. It is meant to, stun break, whatever. Okay, I get it, whatever. But the concept of the class, like how does the class play? What is its thing? What is its unique kind of way or method of handling something?
We're taking
Not they use
damage.
this ability versus this ability. It's more like what is the counterplay? What is the visual design and style?
There is counterplay
I
to
say that
Mirage.
Mesmer is very, very good, but the execution is really far from the actual
From
design.
execution.
And so that's why I was saying I kind of agree with like a 2 or 3 on execution. And again, I'm not saying it's not effective. I'm not saying that means the classes are weak or they're bad in the bigger scheme of the game. I'm saying execution in regards to the design was very poor, but the concept was very interesting.
Yeah, concept was cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really gonna pretend that I understand Mesmer very well because I really don't. But it was a cool thing. Like the whole Desert Mirage shit was cool. I don't know. I didn't. What was their class mechanic? The special attack, the thief attack kind of thing.
They could have had that separate from the dodge. They could have had that on Shatter. It's like so weird.
I don't know. I thought it was fine. But, I don't know. I'd say the concept maybe is like a 7 or an 8.
Like Harbinger's
Execution
saying,
is. I don't know. I don't think execution was quite as bad as you guys are saying. Because I mean, I only played PvE, but the class was fun to play. I don't know. But, like the playstyle in raids was fucking awesome. Like playing Mirage in the Largos fight is like some of the most fun you can have in raids. That shit was fucking sick.
It is a lot of fun, I'll give you that, and we are forgetting the fun factor, which is, I honestly think, doesn't get enough credit.
I mean, that's why I'm saying it. It was fucking fun.
Like, I guess face rolling everything with Scourge is also fun. Don't know if doing 40k on every class with 3 buttons is fun right now.
No, that doesn't count. That's bullshit. Anyway, I guess I'll say it. I don't know. You guys clearly know the class better than me. Also, the execution's like a 5. Because I don't know. On
Mirage?
one, you guys, I think it's not as bad as you guys.
6-6.
I also don't care about. I don't care about Edmonton's shit. It's like it veered off of the original, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Whatever. One sec.
We should let Juice go next for Soul Beast.
Fantastic, 10 out of 10. Best honestly, amazing shit, bro. I do think the design of Soul Beast and even the way they executed it was pretty well done. I think Soul Beast it was very good.
I actually agree. I think Soul Beast is probably design 9. I don't know if I'd say 10 because there is a little bit of weird quirkiness. Full pet. The fact that you couldn't swap pets after you did it. The fact that like you could combine and uncombine those effectivenesses. Like, I'm not saying I didn't like that design. I'm just saying if that's the design you're going for, then I feel like the changes they made over time kind of pulled it away from the execution. Executional, I think, was like a 7 or 8, if not higher.
Well, you're both
Yeah,
talking.
I remember original Soul Beast. So before people were, I don't know, the original concept of it, people thought they were going to be jumping in and out of being merged with your pet. But then eventually it kind of came out that now you basically just stay with your pet the whole fucking time. You don't ever run merge, right?
In PV,
am I remembering right?
In PV, no, you got it 100% right. In PV, you just stay with the meta pet, which is the goat. That's it. You don't fucking shift off with it. PvP, on the other hand, was fucking glorious because there's actual genuine skill cap around your pet cooldowns and swapping between your pets.
But then
For the
you
most
actually did like unmerge with your
yes,
pet.
many times, many fucking times.
This is why,
like situationally, fucking having different pets was so fucking good. And even maybe this was, some people thought this was kind of cheesy back in the day, but using the pet that had the fucking forage. I don't know, hey man, throw in picking up shit off the ground and combining it. That was also kind of cool too.
this is why I really want to pick a time period, and I think we should pick the pre-nerf patch, because
I'm just on release. That's
Juice,
how I think about it.
yeah, Juice and Edmonton are talking about, and even me with Mirage are talking about very different classes. Because like Soul Beast without a pet swap versus Soul Beast with a pet swap plays completely differently.
Well,
This is kind of what I want to talk
point.
about, like the PoF ones. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking about like kind of the overall like legacy of the class, like what it felt like to me over like looking back on it, what the class felt like it did over time. It doesn't have to be the exact specific shit. It's more like the general feeling of how the class felt.
Also,
to play,
that was my point
things
about
like
like
that.
at release and design, the original design I thought was good, but I thought as they quote balanced it, they pulled it away from its design. So they compromised on concept and design for balance. And sometimes when you do that, you completely, it's like, what the fuck? Why'd you make that the change kind of thing? And Soul Beast is one of those ones where I feel like that's, I know, yes. But my point is Soul Beast is one of those ones where execution is almost there, but it's like, as you quote balanced it, you removed its identity instead of maintaining its identity and balancing around that.
I will say, sadly, Juice, the thing I really remember about Soul Beast was before I played it, I thought it was like a really like the coolest fucking shit, and then I made my Soul Beast, and I realized that they didn't have different skills for all the pets, and I was so disappointed. Like, that would have been so fucking dope, right? If like every single pet had a different skill.
The problem was you would have ended up with metas just like you do now. Like that's kind of.
Who fucking care? I don't care about. I mean, I do care to some extent, but like, I don't know. I want there to be like lots of cool shit you can do, just like endless options.
It's
I don't know. It also goes back to the shit I've said like many times about how Arena never goes above and beyond on fucking anything.
Class design.
Like,
yeah.
But yeah,
like,
I don't know. I thought it
so,
would have been fucking sick if just every single pet had a different skills.
I think that would be really fun.
Or even if some of them shared skills.
Okay, actually,
how about this? Even if some of them shared skills, but they just had different combinations of the same skills, rather than just everything in this family has the exact same skills.
And they kind of do in some ways, but what
No,
I would
it's
say
just
ones
if you're
have
in
new
this
shit.
if you're in this family, you have these skills. That's it. There's no other rule.
no, there's differences within a family.
No, he's talking
There are?
about. So like all the birds have the same bird things, all the cats have the same cat things, and
Don't,
Edmonton,
though.
So you are technically correct, but only because End of Dragons came out.
Don't think that's true.
The
I'm
White
pretty
Tiger
sure
has
that
a
was true
blink.
when I played it.
The White Tiger. So there is a third skill based on what affinity the pet is, and that is different. But
Okay. So you're
that's
not
what
counting
you were-
that third skill then.
right, that's what you were
Kay
thinking of.
essentially said is like, okay, well, what if they had different stuff here? Or make you could,
Right.
You know, like there were classes of them, and to me that's the affinity. And then
Right.
the other ones are different. I'm like, well, they are
Fuck,
different.
did the affinity actually do anything? What the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
it makes it so like one that
That's like your worldly impact, your
Right.
invulns, your...
one's a stun break and invuln, one's a
So every single pet did have one
Thing.
unique skill. One skill unique to itself.
no.
No, unique to its class.
So
Or-
there's it's a
Okay.
Venn diagram, right? There's a type of pet which is like bird, I guess species. So there's bird, dog, whatever.
Oh, so
And
so a
then-
bird and a dog might have the same affinity thing.
Right. And then could be like a durable bird and a durable dog, and they'd have the same third skill.
It's not that. It could be worse, but it's not that
Right.
bad. That's not that bad.
With End of Dragons, all of the new stuff, like Edmonton's technically right because for some reason they gave the White Tiger a blink just because they wanted to, I don't know, give Soul Beast a blink. Even though they didn't, there was a pet that did that with Path of Fire and they didn't do that. It was a Stalker, Aqua Stalker. So it's,
Aqua Stalker.
I don't know. It's just, it's weird. I agree with Tay. That would be amazing, but that would also require shitloads of man time. So I don't know if it's possible.
I was gonna say is I think they needed more variety, but I don't know if I would agree that like everything should be way different because the one of the things that, again, this is hard to determine until you actually play test it, so that's why I honestly am saying I don't know, is interesting is not always fun. Sometimes it's just information overload, and you could argue, oh, but then you have to know the differences and stuff, but
Yeah,
there is a
that's
point
me.
where barrier of knowledge reduces fun and impacts design. Now, in my mind, they should all be completely different because every pet is different, yada yada yada, but I understand that that's also completely not feasible to balance or anything. So,
That. Like, it's kind of going to what you said. Juice and I have had this conversation a lot, and I'll just say that I think we all both admitted by the end of it, before the big nerf patch, that Soul Beast and Mirage and pretty much everything that came out was OP as shit. And we used to joke, like, oh, it was like, you know, Mirage would be balanced if they gave it one dodge, or Soul Beast would be balanced if they couldn't swap pets, and those were like band-aid fixes we would, you know, suggest, but the real way to balance Mirage was like, you know, make its Mirage dodge not bullshit, so you could actually CC it, and the real way to balance Soul Beast is have some kind of penalty for, like, taking in an injured or dead pet or something. But that's hard
But
to
isn't
code,
the point
so
of
Ana would never do that.
God? Isn't what the fuck? Mission
It's-
failed. Exiting the dungeon. What the fuck, man?
The point is,
All right, we
obviously,
we gotta give our ratings for Soul Beast.
for Soul Beast, again, I think a 9 and an 8, but I also think that it's fallen as they've gone on.
Yeah, it definitely fell as it's being balanced and stuff like that, but on release
Alright.
it was godlike.
Like
That you
on
guys'
release, it
words
was
were
really
also-
on release. It was a really good execution of the vision of the design.
Also, I'll say I don't know. I'll say 8 and 8. He was good. He was good, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, what's
Hollow or Thief?
Excuse
Excuse me.
What was the
Envy
thief
or
one? No,
Thief?
it was Daredevil. Was no, Daredevil was before.
No, it was Deadeye.
Oh god, it was fucking Deadeye.
Deadeye.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah,
I don't
Deadeye's
know.
bad.
Some people would say the concept is a 10.
I want you to remember
Those
it was
people were-
completely different on release. Well,
Those people were fucking chards.
I actually think Deadeye is, as a concept, it does not fit Thief at all. I get it's something new and different, so
People
sure,
just
okay.
wanted rifle on thief. Like that was it. They wanted
Yeah.
they wanted the fucking
Well, I think
sniper
you could have
class.
done interesting things with Rifle on Thief, but I think you should have made it more.
Oh my
active
god,
gameplay,
25k?
maybe?
Holy fuck! Sorry,
What,
The the concept
I
is
just hit
thief
for
has a rifle.
25k.
You mean Mill?
Spirit, yeah, 25 mil spirit bomb.
Wait, are you already at 1340?
1370, bro.
Okay.
I mean, they very well executed the concept of thief.
Bro,
as a
you out of
rifle,
fucking gold
because
now,
you
then?
were playing a thief and you
Yes,
had a
sir.
rifle.
Yeah. But I don't. Yeah. But the concept of like Deadeye being the whole like you're careful, you know, whatever.
There was no
stopping,
other
blah, blah,
concept.
blah,
Edmonton,
finish
you're
the-
giving them way more credit than there's no other
Yeah.
concept.
So
The concept is your thief now can use a rifle.
no, the ask
really
was
far
thief
away.
can use rifle. The
You are a-
concept
you are a
was how do we
sniper.
make a theme around that? Yeah, you're a sniper. And the problem with like honestly, like, and this might kind of sound funny, but if they had made thief closer to like sharpshooter, but instead of having like your pet do shit, that was you marking things from Lost Ark, I think it would have been a much better, more active, kind of more thiefy kind of class. Where there's the you stand still, but it's more about dodging between mid and close, like close and mid range, instead of all far long range. And I think that's the problem is that then that breaks the like design of your all long range fighting.
Deadeye's retarded because
Which-
it's remove reveal.
Yeah,
That's true.
so-
That was a pretty unbelievably awful
honestly, I
design
think
choice.
there's a lot of stuff in this game that should have remove reveal. I don't know. I
Should
think
just
there
be
should be
more
more
reveal.
counterplay to stealth in general.
You think stuff should be able to remove reveal?
No, sorry,
fine.
remove stealth.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Not remove reveal. That's basically the opposite of that.
I do, Tay. I think the lead skill is fine if you put reveal on like every other skill.
Oh, I agree. If reveal was really common, it would be like whatever. But it
Say
ain't.
it's common as weakness, maybe.
Even and one of the like main reveal classes lost its fucking reveal. So I'm gonna.
Scrapper?
Yeah.
They got it back.
Oh, they
I was
did?
gonna say,
How'd they get it back?
fucking.
It's a
glint.
tool build skill. And
The
utility.
tool skill for what?
Utility goggles, which was meta for a while when they
Oh
made
my
that
God.
change.
Just for the reveal, it was meta or what?
No, it was revealed because utility goggles gave resistance and it auto procced and it had 20-second cooldown and was on a straight. It was a stun break. Very stupid. I'm going to die. Harbinger is down.
Watching you.
I don't know. I mean, I agree
Watching
with you.
now,
it
I
was,
was
not
winning.
it was not a very thiefy
Supposed to
thing.
lose
It was
match.
just like, I don't know. It was basically fucking like fan service, without the titties. Like I don't know.
Titties.
I
See?
want my thief to have a sniper rifle. That was the whole.
Is that what all
was-
Deadeye players sound like?
That honestly, I think that's what they're. Yeah, that's kind of. They do those things where like they combine like, oh, this is what the average like, person who sucks dicks at nightclubs looks like. And they do, like, a
What? No, I
composite
don't
thing
know
of-
they do that.
Oh yeah,
What?
it's like a composite image of lots
Oh
of
my
different people.
God.
You know what I mean? That's just like the
Yo,
composite.
can you
voice
show me
for-
what those
for-
people look like? I
for
need to
Deadeye-
watch
for-
that.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
research.
Yeah, you do. Need some facial recognition here for these dudes.
I mean, you're not gonna be happy because
You know,
it ain't gonna be
Just
a
in
girl.
case, I want to avoid it.
Wait, this guy looks like Juice. I'm sorry. I had
Whoa,
to.
whoa, bro. Toxic, dude. Toxic.
I missed it. What's going on?
Nothing. Sucking dick in
Don't
that
worry
club.
about
Don't
it.
worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Not
about it.
too long to explain and not worth it. I don't know. I thought it was.
I
a pretty
can't
weak
see. I'm
concept.
crying too
I-
hard.
I don't
Fuck you
know, I
guys.
Didn't really give much of a shit about Deadeye. The execution was. I don't know. I thought the F1 was lackluster. I was really hoping
Maybe-
it'd just be Assassin's Promise, but I have a hard on for Assassin's Promise, so.
Maybe
whatever.
I should.
That is.
I feel like I should revise mine. I think it's a really bad design, but a decent execution with what they had to work with.
Why fucking Harbinger
I
just dick
guess.
out every condition in the
Removing
game?
reveal was an awful idea. It was awful for World v World, but I guess they kind of fixed it. Thief
No.
is also awful for World v World though, so I don't know.
What?
I think
What?
stealth in general has problems.
Thief awful in World v World?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
my God,
amazing.
I-
It's the best
Okay,
thing.
they're not actually awful for World v World.
He
I
meant
just-
from a design perspective because he hates fighting them because there's no counterplay, and he's right.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that if you're playing World v World quote unquote correctly, Thief is both good and necessary. However, if you're just kind of roaming by yourself or in a small group, Thief is fucking stupid because all that happens is some thief shows up and takes pot shots at you, and then if you try to fight them, they just run away. And
Or
and
they
like
either kill you
and
or
in
they
World
just
v-
run if they
no,
start
and
losing.
then objectives don't matter in World v World, so they don't even bother defending objectives that you try to take. So they never even actually fight you. They just like look at you. It'd be one thing if they were like scouting for a bigger group, but the thing is that no one actually gives a shit about scouting.
Hey, there's a scout who scouts for
What?
roads.
Yo, they
It's super
scout.
cool.
They scout like other
People-
Zergs. They don't scout. They don't scout me and my 2 friends taking some random fucking camp.
People give a shit now because Thief has Portal, but that's a separate issue. That's not Deadeye. Now, very
Anyway.
important to
I'll say the concept is a 5.
stuff.
And the execution is. I'll give it. I don't know. I'll probably also a 5. Maybe.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give Deadeye a fish out of 10.
I don't know what that means.
It's exactly that I give it a fish, and that's all the attention I'm giving it, because I'm not validating their bullshit.
I don't know. It was completely. Well, what else? It was completely useless in PvE, right? It had like a meme rotation
look at
that was
that.
kind of funny, but whatever.
Yeah, but it had no party synergy, so fuck them.
It
was
you don't
supposed
necessarily need
to-
have party synergy.
It was supposed to create might,
Yeah.
but everything else created might.
Alright, well, I was just trying to help you out with your fucking thing, but okay, fuck you too.
Hey, Juice, why do you
Did
think
I
our
also?
fucking
Did
team
I also
can't
spawn
get
that
home?
annoying fucking sniper mission from the story? So fuck that.
To run across the goddamn biggest map in the PvP game.
Yo, this guy's just
Do
fucking.
it again.
All right, what's left? Hollow Smith.
Hey,
That
tier.
shit's dog shit. Destroy it. Remove it out of the game.
Oh,
Bro,
it's
can I
good.
kill this motherfucker? Oh my god, he's fucking throwing up on me. I can't even
Execution,
hit
not
him.
so
He's in.
much.
What the fuck, man?
Now since
What
I'm
are
an
you doing,
ninja
dude?
name, like no,
Trying to do the South Burn story, bro, and he's
Oh.
fucking puking on me.
Oh, those NPCs are rough, dude.
I was gonna play
Bro,
you
I don't
here.
even remember this guy. I'm pretty sure I just fucking one-shot him, but like, he flew up into the fucking sky, and I missed my awakening, and then after that, he kept on flying up into the sky repeatedly, and I couldn't fucking hit him.
Which one is it? Oh, at the very end.
The guy that fucking, like, fucking gasses you, like, you know.
Wait, Auschwitz style?
Yeah.
Whoa.
What do you mean, whoa?
Whoa.
What he does.
Pseudo's just really impressed by Auschwitz for some
Whoa.
reason. It's kind of fucked up.
Anyway, so for Hollow, I'll be honest, I don't know Hollow that well, but my understanding of it
Hollow
is, as a
Mansion.
concept, I would say it is up there. I would say maybe a 7 or 8. I feel like it doesn't quite fit the like theming of Engineer, but it also does in some ways. So I would say
What?
you know,
It
7 or 8.
absolutely does. What do you mean?
For execution, honestly, I like the idea of managing heat. I don't know. Engineer for me has always been a really weird class because there's things I like about it, but I also feel like just the core concept of Engineer is kind of flawed in the game.
Fuck you.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just say is I feel like it sits in a really weird spot. That said, I really like how Engineer traits interact with each other. And so maybe,
what?
maybe you could.
Excuse me?
So, I'm not saying all of them, but I like how there are trait lines that say like all explosives, all things with this keyword, and honestly, keywords are a thing that I kind of wish the game leaned
I
more
like
into.
the idea of trades.
1470,
They should
bro?
leave
Fucking
But-
swiper. Holy shit.
It that was a nice
This is
concept
yellow.
on base NG. Also, I will say they did some of the Hollow
Carried
Smith
into
shit's kinda
Zilvo, bro.
Bro,
By
you-
1470,
Yeah, I guess
that's
that's
like...
fine.
Like,
You'd know
you see what
everything
I'm
about
saying,
fucking
right?
use.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't realize how little
With that
the other classes
fucking
actually
soul
did that
fist of
kinda
yours.
shit. But whatever.
Nah, bro, there's nothing.
I've
I've
It
used
is.
everything.
I will say you're right. It is cool. They have like
Art
a thing
pass.
called
Art
explosions,
pass,
and
I've
then just
used
like
all of it.
random other things cause explosions. Like some of your turrets cause explosions. Various weapons, various kits cause explosions. Some tools cause explosions, and they just interact with the explosive line. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Same with like the firearms thing. So I don't know. I guess that's true. But the other classes certainly have that. But we're not talking about base NG, are we?
No. But so
It's fun.
I'm really torn on Hollow because I haven't played it as much as I want to. I have a few characters I've made as Hollows. I just never sat around to play them.
Good.
My feel of it in the limited experience I've had with it is either a very, very good concept for NG that is limited by the systems that they had to work with. So execution was, I would say, like an 8-8 kind of thing. or it is a really bad concept that they tried to execute within the systems, so it's like a 2-2. Like, and I feel like I'm using magic terms here, but I feel like it's either like an 8-8 or maybe a 3-3, I'd say.
Or like a
And
5-5 with trample.
What?
And honestly,
Yes.
I flip-flop between them.
So you can't decide if it's an 8-8 or a 3-3?
Yeah, and the reason why is because the concept is either really, really good, fits everything, and the execution is really good for what they had to work with, which I understand. I'm trying to say, like, how pure of the concept, whatever, they fit. So maybe I'm breaking my own rule there. Or it's not a great concept because it is so different from NG and the way NG and Scrapper kind of interact because of what it does with the tool belt stuff. You know, I don't know.
Oh, I don't
think
think
it was a tool belt grab.
Doesn't it eat your tool belt when you go into Photon Forge?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, I can't decide
I
if
think
it's good
that's
or bad.
fine. I don't
It
think
eats
it's
your
necessarily
5,
good or
but
bad.
Scrapper does too.
I think it's fine though. I don't think there's a problem with it doing that. Okay, and keep in mind I'm a fucking engineer, man. So I've played an absolute metric shit ton of Hollow Smith.
And again,
so,
I acknowledge I haven't played as much as I kind of wish I did.
I don't know. I think it's weird to say it's like an 8-8 or a 3-3 because I'd say if you're gonna pick, it's either like an 8-3 or a 3-8. I don't know. I mean, I think it's. I don't think I would give it a 3 anything. But if you're gonna say that kind of shit, I don't know. I feel. So, I think the concept is actually pretty weak. Kits where you just replace your. So what's our class concept? That whole other set of weapon skills. Oh baby, wow.
So-
I mean, that's how I feel
Tay,
about Blade
you
Swarm.
actually just highlighted why I flip-flop between like 3-3 and 8-8.
Anyway.
Because, by that same logic, you have a class, Ranger, that is all about you and your pet, and you and your pet are supposed to be a pair. And what do? You combine them so you don't have that pet. But
That's not the same thing, because I'm saying you take what they already have and give them even fucking more. That's what the engineer
Hey,
wants.
let
It's not the
Tay
fucking
say his
Ranger.
thing, and then you can yell at him.
No, I agree with everything you're saying so far. Keep going, Tay.
Anyway, so the thing is, it's really cool. Like the Photon Forge is just really fucking cool. Like, and Guild Wars is really lacking and stuff is really fucking cool overall. But like, I don't know. I honestly thought that it was gonna be really dumb when I saw it. I was like, all I do is press F5 and I get new skills. It's fucking stupid. And then I pressed F5 and you use all the Photon Forge skills and they're all fucking awesome. Like every one of them is fucking awesome. I mean, they are, dude. And they're like, even like, I don't know. It's like relevant in
Opposite
every
of
game
Blade Swarm.
mode. It's like it's
How do you
fun to
feel about the
play. Like
utilities?
it gives you mobility. The utilities are. I mean,
Utilities
the
are
one-
good.
The damage absorb one is kind of boring, but overall they're good. Like the arena is
I'm in
fucking
now.
sick.
Good night.
I
Good night,
wish
bro.
I wish the fucking light arena did more because it's a really cool looking skill. But it's still good. Like it's a cool thing. The push thing, like the reflect push thing is a really cool skill. There's not much stuff like that.
So Tay, basically, again, you were highlighting why I feel like it's either an 8-8 that's really well designed and really well thought out for what they have and how they did it, or it's boring and they didn't really do much. but
Alright, so on some
they
weird
did a
existential
good
level,
execution of that, maybe.
y'all agree.
Oh no, I just think the concept was pretty weak and they did a fantastic job executing it.
That's fair. I think what might be having me combine it is also the fact that, like, I can't tell, like, if the design is really good but the execution's bad, then that's a bummer. But what if the execution is what makes the design feel good? Or vice versa.
My head hurts. Let's move on to heavy.
Maybe, I don't know. You're overthinking it.
Alright, let's do the
I also-
fun
So,
one.
see, we got 2 classes to go.
Also,
Rev
whoa,
and Guardian.
whoa,
We have
one more
all the
thing.
heavy ones.
I also like the idea that you have to manage your heat. Like getting the class
do
of
like
resource that you have to manage, I think is
So,
a good thing. Just a good thing to do overall because most of the class resources you don't have to actually manage. You just kind of
so,
like
Tay,
gain them as much as you possibly
here's
can.
the thing that I, again, not having played enough of that, is there a way to reduce your heat outside of just not using abilities that generate heat?
Yes, there's several actually. One,
Yeah.
okay, well, the only thing that generates heat is going into Photon Forge. And whether you use abilities or not, you gain heat. The thing
That's
is, using them just makes you get
Not
faster.
exactly true.
How else do you gain heat? That was
what you
untrue.
said before, I thought. Never mind, continue. Because the
When you go into
Grandmaster
Fortune
trait,
Forge, when
right?
you go into Fortune Forge, you passively gain heat, and when you use a skill, you gain heat. More heat. You use a Fortune Forge skill, you gain more heat.
I
Not
thought you were
every-
saying
only
something
Fortune
else
Forge
about
skills.
degenerating.
Anyway, so I mean, the thing is like the 3 different Grandmaster traits are all set up to let you lose heat or let you manage your heat in different ways, and they all do different things depending on what you want, right? So there's the one that gives you the extra bar of heat, but it also gives you extra bonuses for being in like the 3rd bar, which is that's a pretty cool thing. The other one is the one that I think it makes you lose heat when you dodge, and that one's pretty. That one's it's fine. Like
was
it was really good in World v World for a while. I remember because like you could you would run dodge food and just like dodge nonstop, and dodging also gave you explosive entrance. You would blind them. So
Explosive
you
entrance wasn't out yet.
Oh really? Well, you basically would dodge nonstop and just
It was a
burn.
mind
You'd,
thing.
like you just all permanently like you would never like explode. And then the third one is just like the one where you just explode, and that's the one that you take in like every fucking PvE thing. And then the
Also
fourth
has-
cheese thing, the fourth cheese thing that used to exist but they got rid of because they're idiots, is that whenever you got in a mount, it would remove your heat.
Yeah.
But they changed it, and it's
So-
bad. I mean, you've heard me complain about that.
Yeah, I
but-
know. Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's like you mount up or you do this. Yeah, I remember your complaints, and honestly, I think they're completely
No.
valid.
It's worse than okay. I'm gonna tell you the complaint again because you're not remembering it. I guarantee it.
You
and it's
don't
worse than what you-
understand.
It's worse than what you think. So the one basically the heat thing that makes you explode is like the meta one for PvE, like all forms of PvE basically. I mean, not really. There's the one. I think there's one you don't explode like the rifle or whatever. But for open world, you always take the exploding one. But the problem with the exploding one is you don't lose heat over time, and so like when they changed that shit where you don't lose the thing on your pet, they fucked it up because what's supposed to happen is you explode and then you lose heat, right? After you explode, your heat drops back down to 0.
Yeah.
The problem was you would explode and you'd get on your mount and it would stop dropping back down to 0. So
Yeah,
you could
get on, you instantly be at full.
you could
whatever.
explode and then get on your mount and it would be stuck at 100. So you would go into Photon Forge again and immediately just explode, which actually could be good, honestly. But it was really dumb. It was, I mean, I say was, it's still how it is, right? It's fucking stupid. Whatever, that's not really that important.
I guess what I'm saying is, I feel like if they played around with the heat mechanic a little more, like, and I understand this would be a lot of work, but I'm like, fuck it, they did it with like Ranger and they did it with Elementalist for some of those. I kind of felt like going into different kits should also like drop heat, so you had like ways to essentially vent heat by swapping around more. But you know, that might have just been, again, I have not played a lot. I'm still just acknowledging that, and it might have just been like, oh man, I feel like this would be kind of fun because I'm so used to like swapping in and out of kits to do stuff, and now I'm not.
Well,
doing
yeah,
that as much.
I mean, overall, I would love if everything was more integrated with the base classes. I mean, that's one complaint I've had a lot about the game in general is that the elite specs are barely integrated with the base classes at all. It's honestly like infuriating. But given that basically none of the classes are integrated with the base classes.
Yeah,
it's hard to
I was
complain
just
about it.
saying that's why
This
I was kind of
particular-
curious, because to me, I seem to remember like, why would I ever use kits with this? Like, I understand, hey, I use kits with everything, so yeah, I get it. Like, in theory, that's kind of what
because
the
kids
engine
are
is,
crookeds.
but like the whole
Withstood
idea
the
of like,
test of
swapping in
time.
and out of something.
Better than fucking warrior weapons, Jesus.
That's because kits are fucking broken as shit.
Because they have to be,
Man.
because you lose a utility with them too. Like, no
What?
joke, that's what it is.
You lose a weapon swap with what? Like what?
Yeah, your penalty for having kids is the weapon swap.
Penalty for having a bad warrior weapon is you don't have a weapon. I don't understand that argument.
I think we are arguing different
Matter.
things.
Fucking
Okay,
let's do
here's one-
heavy.
Here's one other dumb fucking thing with Engineer, or with Hollow, is they gave him a fucking power main hand. There's no power offhand. They keep doing that.
There's
Fuck
a
you,
shield.
Unit. They need to make it. That's not a power weapon. It's not a Condi weapon. It's fucking. All it has a block and a push. It doesn't do any fucking damage. It does like 100 damage. It doesn't do any damage.
Really good main hand power weapon today.
They need to give Engineer a fucking offhand mace or something. Just like base Engineer.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Give Engineer an
do.
offhand power weapon. What?
They just need to give Engineer more weapons at this point.
No, all they need is one offhand fucking power weapon. They don't need any other weapon. It's fine. The rest of it is fine.
For Hollow, yeah.
Kits more than make up for it. You get so many kits are insane. I don't give a shit. They just need some offhand power weapon because otherwise all these stupid main-hand weapons they give are fucking useless. And then even when they come out with some offhand power weapon as for an elite spec, the only main-hand weapon they can use it was a fucking pistol. So you know what? Fuck it. They need a baseline. They need a baseline fucking power main hand too. Fuck it. I have to go put the baby to sleep. So if you want to keep talking about this, we can in like 15 minutes.
I think we're good. We don't need to do heavies. They're perfectly fine.
Yeah, Warriors the best class ever. Oh wait, I have to actually.
Spellbreaker was good.
I'll say the concept for Hollow. I don't know, 6 or 7. 7 is feels generous. 6 feels maybe it's just a 6. Execution, I'll just give it a fucking 10. I mean, I think with what they had, they did a fantastic job with Hollow Smith. It's really fun. But I'm also an NG main, so whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go put the baby to sleep.
All right, Pseudo, go ahead and talk about Warrior for 20 minutes, and then Tail come back, and I'll pretend like I listened.
Spellbreaker was fine.
I'm sorry.
Spellbreaker was a little bit overtuned, but everything was, and it was actually balanced around what Warrior had. And I want to do Firebrand first anyway, but whatever.
I'm curious to hear. I'm kind of sad Raider's not here for Firebrand, but
Genuinely, like, Firebrand would have, like, the idea is fine, but my opinion with Firebrand has been my opinion with Mirage and Soul Beast and everything else, is they nerfed it in the wrong way, even started nerfing it. The way to nerf Firebrand was to make you, every single one of your traits means you either have to choose between getting another book or having a good trait. And you can have all 3 books, but you have to spec into it, or something like that, and they just don't have the nuts to do that because nothing else gives stab in World vs. World.
well, they also the systems that they have, like the trait system is very limited there. That's why I actually like I like the skill and ability system that they have in Lost Ark, for example, because of that. It gives you that more kind of fine-tuned tweaking of what you've chosen to go with, or how you want to spec yourself in a way. I have other problems, of course. I'm just throwing it out.
Lost Ark is perfect.
Firebrand, I think Firebrand to me is a weird one because I almost feel like Firebrand should have been or Zerker should have been Firebrand in a weird way, or vice versa, except then the theming doesn't really fit. But I actually like the idea of where virtues become books. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was a fun concept. I think it's definitely a little too strong because one of the things about Guardian baseline is that you have a ton of utility. And so what do you do when you give them books? You give them more utility or damage, which is what Guardian already had, except that you didn't do it at the cost of the utility slots.
Right.
You did it in addition to the utility slot. And then Manchas themselves have their own whole
That's not who I targeted game.
But again, like that's just kind of my view on it, and I understand it's biased in some ways. Because I think that the tomes is kind of a cool idea. I think that how they've been nerfed over time has been not the right way to fix them. But you know, the concept of Firebrand I thought was really interesting. So, okay, it's all about, you know, being a fire brand, literally. And the way they did fire, it's just like I feel like their use of Torch was a better use of Torch than Berserker, for example. I feel like, again, I really feel like Firebrand is like Berserker 2.0.
Don't bring Berserker up because
Guardian
it's just shit. Everything about it is shit.
I understand that. I'm just saying is like I feel like that's where the genesis of Firebrand came from. It's what if we had Warrior, but instead of having one F button, you have 3, and you can go into different weapon sets for it. Okay, cool. Oh, and we're gonna let them keep their weapons.
No comments on Berserker. You can watch my video on it.
You made a video? Pseudo, please tell us more about your film.
He's a fucking god. He's fighting 3 people. 4 people. I'm gonna just not die here real quick. Face created, man. Good job. Well done.
But again, like Firebrand, I think was a really fun, interesting, cool concept, but the execution I think was kind of middle of the road. Like honestly, I want to give Firebrand like a 5 on execution, but like a 9 on concept. I actually really think Firebrand as a concept fits Path of Fire, fits the theming of the world, fits the characters. You see them in NPCs. You're not like this weird amalgamation where like, what? That doesn't make sense. You just threw it on this class orders. I think it really fits the Guardian and the vision that they had. But I think that the execution was a little not perfect.
Oh, it's terrible. Doing? Why are
But
you
I also
running?
think
I
that the
think-
execution
I
for
think
some stuff is really good.
on-
Like, I
on
actually
the
think putting
execution-
Sorry.
No, on the execution, I'm just gonna add to your thing. Like, yeah, they didn't. I feel like the execution was done poorly, but I think it was tuned in the wrong direction. Like they made it over-tuned.
Yeah.
Like I feel
What
like
was
their
that?
toolkit was too overpowered. They underestimated like how fucking strong it was.
So, this is gonna sound weird. You know what I kind of feel like they should have done on Firebrand, but they can never take it back? So, tomes are essentially kits. Like, that's essentially what they are.
Weapon swap.
Make the tomes the utilities, and then make their mantras essentially you now have mantras instead of your virtues.
I like that.
And I say that because, again, the whole problem, like the thing that I have with the balance and like the execution side is they already have crazy utility and crazy like strengths, and then you added on top of that. You didn't make it a trade-off. Like, but if like
Yeah,
3
trade-off to
tomes
class.
had been,
There's literally no trade-off to the class. The trade-off was,
Yeah.
oh no, your virtues aren't completely instant, now they just give you quickness, and that's retarded.
well, so yes. But what I'm saying though, Pseudo, is it's not that they need a trade-off.
Yes.
It's that the trade-off, like, it's not that they need a trade-off. It's just that there is no trade-off. There is no choice. It's just you get more. But wait, there's more. That's basically what it is. And it's not that you need a trade-off, it's just that it's you get more, but here's the thing you have to now consider. And so what I probably would have done is made it so you have, your tomes are now your utilities, and then your traits do things like, when you use your, and then also change the virtues. But when you use your F1 virtue, it resets your fire tome, fire damage tome. So they're still tied together. There's still a lot of synergy there. You still have the class with the virtues, except now your virtues have mantras, so maybe all your virtues now have a cast time to prep them, which would also have separated it from the virtue rework. But then I'd also say they come pre-charged or something like that, or maybe your ult charges them all instantly for you, it just instantly charges it, and that's kind of how you can play around with it. It's fun with that. But instead, like, you still have that, like, working with the 2 pieces. You still have your virtues, or in this case your mantras, which are now on your virtues, do something special. You still have the tomes, which
Have
now look
gravity
essentially
well.
like toolkits and stuff on the NG. Like, you have all the pieces. It's just that way you actually are giving up the utility and versatility of the Guardian a little bit to get this other type of versatility. So it's not a trade-off. It's you can have both, but you do so at the cost of one of those utility slots.
Should have been anything.
Anyway.
Also, so just blanket statement for when Tay comes back and complains about nothing has trade-offs. If they're gonna do trade-offs on shit, everything needs to have a trade-off or nothing does. It's stupid the way they've done it. The idea that our base classes are balanced, therefore we're not gonna give anything like some of the stuff we're including trade-offs, doesn't fly with me. Because either you're giving things trade-offs because your base class and claiming your base class is balanced, or you're not. And you're admitting that your fucking base classes are imbalanced and you're balancing
You
around
need
that, which
to
is
learn
terrible.
how to. You need to about face and learn how to use staff too, because this is making me. It's hurting me.
Did it? What are you talking about?
About face staff in front of you, bro.
Yeah, I do that all the
Did
time
it
to
backwards earlier.
move. I do
did it
that all the
backwards
time. to move.
earlier.
Yeah, I just did it backwards again.
Okay.
I literally have about face bound to. I use it all the time for movement.
But you were chasing the Harbinger and you hit the space backwards.
It's because I wanted the clone, but he was dead.
Yeah, but you could also do it and go in front.
So it gives off, the way the clones work is they give off an attack and you actually have to hit the attack to spawn the clone. So I'm not sure if that's true, but it's possible.
Well, my point is, in that situation, imagine if there's a teammate of his that was nearby him pressing F.
Right.
If you would have, you know, about face staff in front of or on top of him, you could have shattered and maybe prevent some of the res. But whatever. That's how I would play.
Better play than me, so. I mean, when you said
War. It's been a while. I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm not better than anybody.
And I play Mirage on muscle memory, man.
Yeah, right now you're facing him fine. Huh? You're literally clapping this guy's cheese.
No, I'm not. He's gonna dumpster me hard. Harbinger Life Force is not something you can judge based on.
You also targeted his fucking worm for half the fight, but that's okay.
I think I did.
Hey guys,
what's your kid think about Firebrand?
While I was putting the baby to sleep, I decided that Hollow Smith is going to have a not only a 9 for execution because I'm mad they didn't give heat to the other weapons. So it's 6 for concept, 9 for execution. They should have put heat on the other weapons. Fucking bullshit.
Oh, that's a thief. No wonder. I'm like, how's he getting gaped? Okay, it's a thief.
Yeah, they're thief.
Okay, what are we on now?
Firebrand, what do you think?
Okay, I'll preface this by saying that my total playtime on Firebrand is significantly less than an hour. I unlocked it and basically didn't play it because I'm not that kind of person.
He doesn't like book.
That was really close though.
I don't want to hate myself. I know some people like to hate themselves, mostly pseudo.
Play Firebrand if I hate that shit.
Well, you hate yourself more.
Wait, why didn't you just jerk off these guys near the nose? Why'd you run so far back?
Anyway, I don't even know what to think of the concept concept rating for that class because I didn't really know how it worked too well because I barely played it. The execution I'm going to give is 0 because it was probably the worst executed class that I can think of besides maybe Chronomancer. And honestly, Chronomancer gets kind of a pass because it was like the first one. So yeah, I mean Firebrand was like the dumbest shit they ever put in the fucking game. So you can say whatever you want to say, Edmonton, but I think Firebrand is the dumbest thing they've ever fucking done.
I already said mine.
Oh, I wasn't here for Firebrand. I was putting the kid to sleep.
I think it was a middle to poor execution, but a good concept as far as the class, like the base class, and like how it fits the world and the expansion is designed.
You need to press a healing button, my friend.
Get out of combat that this game hates me.
No. It did everything. I don't know why they made a class that did everything.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying.
It did everything.
Think that the problem with it is that it just added to the already very versatile and had good support and damage. It had great stability and whatnot on Guardian, and it just added to that. Nothing detracts from there's no.
It also gave it to all your allies.
That's what I'm saying. It's just quote more.
Not only did it give it more the Guardian more, but it gave all your allies too.
Amazing.
And like what I would say is I think it would have been a more interesting class if you had made the utilities instead of mantras. You get your tomes. Your tomes are your actual, they get kits, except they're called books.
Okay.
And then your utilities are books, and then your virtues interact with your books and stuff like that.
You're saying that's what it should have been, or that's how it is?
I think that should have been how it is, and I think that would have been because then you're giving up your utility slots for your books.
What do you give up instead?
What do you mean? What do you give up instead?
You give up nothing. Because that class is
bullshit. Fucking give up. You have a 20-second weapon swap now. There, I fixed it. Moving on.
A lot of what makes Guardian really strong.
Okay, speaking as an engineer main, taking a kit is not giving up a utility slot. Kits are the single best utility skills in the entire game.
Because kits aren't why. So kits are not why engineers don't get weapon swaps. That's what they've justified it as. That was not the original design.
Yeah, I got this. You ready?
The original design of why they didn't get it was because of their tool belt skills, which quote gave them a second set of weapons already that you customized based off of your utility. Now, over time that changed. It's no longer true, but that is why they don't have a weapon swap, and that's why it's dumb that they didn't get it back when they took away tool belt.
All of your other utilities go on like a 4-second cooldown. I'm a god.
Whatever. Firebrand is idiotic. I can't
Yes,
believe
Firebrand
that
was
shit in the
idiot.
game.
Firebrand gets a fucking poop out of 10 for everything.
I give it. I have no clue because I'm not a bitch out of 10 for concept, and I get a 0 out of 10 for execution because it's the dumbest shit I've ever put in the game.
I agree with that. Just 0-0. That class.
No,
No, it
know
gets a
what it's-
1. It gets a 1 for
I might know if I
concept.
had played it, but I didn't play it. So I know
No,
that
it gets a 1 for concept from me because it was technically an idea.
I don't care. Oh, for concept? Oh, sure. I don't know.
I mean, if we're going like that by concept, I would say a lot of them qualify for ones, but whatever.
I mean,
Because they were ideas.
yes, it was an
Yeah.
idea.
they had a thought somewhere in there.
It just
I mean,
no
I'm not
one said
wrong.
no to anything.
Mirage is a one
Yeah, that was basically what
because
happened. Is
it's
no one
an
ever said no. They just kept going.
What if, guys? What if it had kits instead of virtues? Fuck yes.
Yeah. Also, speaking as an engineer, man, no class mechanic should ever be fucking kits, or no like new utility skill should ever be kits. Like
Heli crap
I
almost
agree.
is,
it's
but
not
they're all
not
bad.
it's just not a good idea.
Or if you do it, then you don't take away like because again, kits are not why they lost their weapon swap. That's just
It should have been. It makes sense that kids would be why they lost their weapons. Why does this lacquered garb give armor? Oh, it's an essence one, isn't it?
Easy one.
No, it's not.
Spellbreaker.
What? Oh, I'm so confused. It must be an essence mod. I don't. Whatever. Sorry. Pathfixel shit. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to say. I'm done talking about Firebrand. I don't even want to have that word in my mouth anymore. Spellbreaker?
This is
I
on
guess
Nerf
Cito is
Warrior
probably
as
the most.
well.
Do you want to talk about it, Cito? You're probably the most qualified to talk about it.
I think as everything was already OP as shit with release, it was fine, but that's also back when stances were like good and warrior balance revolved around like rotating stances, so you had a very low window to hit anything. I think it was a little bit overtuned as far as execution, but design-wise, really solid. I like the concept. I like that there was a boon removal thing. I like that originally you could drop the bubble and jump through it for more daze finishers to remove even more boons. Like it's a really actually high anime cool concept that just like was a little bit overpowered. I'm gonna give it fucking a 9 for concept, honestly, and like a, I don't know, fucking dumpster fire for execution after it got nerfed. Maybe 7 before it did. I didn't enjoy it until far after Path of Fire, but I thought it was fine.
PvP-wise, the execution on Spellbreaker was 10 out of 10. I think like anti-boon class kinda,
so
bruiser, really well done.
as a concept where you have a more in my mind it was they were trying to do the opposite of Berserker, even though again I'm not saying they were good at it because they flopped Berserker hard too. To me it was supposed to be a more not defensive but counter play kind of concept of a class, and I actually thought again at release that they actually did a pretty good job with that. They had again the boon strip, they had the other stuff. I just honestly think they didn't lean enough into that, and or it got nerfed in ways that didn't emphasize those parts. So I actually feel that design was like an 8 or 9. Like I thought the concept was really good and really fit the warrior, and also again fit the theme of Pathfinder. But execution, I gotta say 2.
2?
Like, yeah,
It was.
2.
Oh, come on! It wasn't that bad.
It was so
Oh,
bad
gee.
that when they balanced it, they kept moving it further and further away from the core design, and the current end state of it is not at all what it was originally supposed to be.
It's
I'm
not.
picking pre-nerf patch balance is my point of... Yeah, existing Spellbreaker's dog shit. Existing Warrior in general is dog shit. That's not even a conversation.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I can only judge off the time that I played it, and I thought it was fine. Like it wasn't like. I mean, the concept is very good. I'll agree with that. I like the baby. You know, it has the little like baby fucking F1s. I thought that the fact that they gave it 2 daggers was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. The counter F1 was fucking awesome. Was the F2? I don't remember. The counter was awesome. The counter was like really cool. Mage Vein Tether was really cool. These fuck beat.
You guys might hate me for this. I kind of feel like they should have thrown out Deadeye and made the Thief essentially Spellbreaker. But the problem
This was
is
double
that
boss. Oh, this was
it doesn't
double
fit their
boss.
core design of give Thief a rifle.
Give Warrior a real rifle. Fucking
Yeah,
2024.
no, yes, I agree, 100%. Absolutely 100%.
Did you know for no reason that the fucking F1s on Berserker and Core Warrior are 1500 range and none of the other skills on Rifle are because they're afraid to piss off all the Ranger players? Pseudo facts.
I didn't actually think it was the Ranger players, but yeah.
Anyway,
I actually thought it was the Deadeye players because of the rifle thing, but whatever. I
Wait,
gotta get
what about Ranger players?
1500 range Monopoly. People will cry if there's another 1500 range mobile weapon in the
The
game.
Elementalist has 1500 range with the radius of their fireball.
Wait,
You mean lava
What's-
font?
No. The
what's 360
auto-attack
divided by
on
2? I think
Elementalist-
Edmonton's actually wrong. You're wrong.
So
No.
it's 360 divided by 2, which is 180, but the projectile can go past the 1200 mark.
Whatever.
Got him.
I don't think you're right.
You-
But
You-
fine.
so I'm not even joking, Pseudo. If you go and like measure it out with a Ranger at 1500 range, and you have them move, because again, the projectile on Ranger also goes past 1500, but which gives them
I
technically.
mean, if you
an
fire it
range
and
of
move
1800.
backward,
No, the projectile itself will actually do damage.
you still need a
beyond
target.
1500. Yes, and you can still hit your abilities to shoot them out there,
Yeah,
and it'll
forget.
track.
Alright, fine. Forget you have like real ranged weapons. That fire with projectile
And-
speed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so technically Elementalist also can hit out to 1500 with their auto attack.
Alright, fucking weird one. Renegade, go. Actually, I'll start. Concept like 8,
Not even gonna talk about
execution
it.
2.
You just getting right in there.
Yeah, concept 8, execution 2.
No elaboration or anything.
Nothing.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you get.
Right. We'll have to piece together what we think he meant.
That's pretty much. Legends.
Fall off?
No, I fucking ran away from the Zerg, dude. Did you not see them?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Shitload of red people ran in after us. I'm not on a good class, man. I can't live in that.
God, how do I feel about that? I played a lot of Renegade.
The spirits could have been done a lot better.
Do I
Yeah, I
think
thought-
that the idiocy of F4 is part of concept or execution? Because I don't know if that was like, it was like a design mistake, or like it just kind of wound up being that way. But 10-man alacrity was pretty dumb.
Yeah, but there was also 10-man everything in the game.
What?
There was other shit that did like 10-man quickness, or wasn't there? What the fuck? Scourge?
There
okay,
was?
that's World versus
No.
World. Yeah,
No.
you're right.
There was nothing that affected 10 people.
Chrono did 10-man
No,
quickness?
Chrono did not, dude. Chrono did not
No,
do 10.
Time Warp was 10, but I don't think it was
Didn't
permanent.
they?
Okay, you're right. Time
buff,
Warp was 10.
Didn't
but
they buff Tempest to affect 10 people?
Yeah, but that's still not alacrity, which is what he cares about. Because alacrity is dumb, and he's right.
Was it just Tempest healing, or auras were still 5 people?
It was
right?
What does
overloads and
Tempest-
shouts.
What does Tempest do? Oh,
Shout trait made.
okay, yeah.
Um,
I mean, that shit's irrelevant. Right?
And
That's,
Scourge.
just, that's a world world change.
I mean,
10-man
technically,
alacrity
Scourge had
is
10-man
a range
barrier,
change.
which was really stupid, but no one cared.
Oh wait, did it? Wait,
Yeah.
it did?
With the fucking
What?
giant sand trait. That was 10.
I thought-
It was actually
10.
20,
Whoa,
by the way.
Oh wait, you had to trade it though, right? And
Yeah,
you
but it
didn't
was
trade
still like 20 people.
You didn't trade it for raids. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you could. You could run
Yeah.
Red Scourge, barrier the group, and just face roll anything.
Oh, I'm not
technically.
saying it's not dumb.
Bro,
I'm just saying
you guys are complaining about 1500 range on the
I'm not, I don't
classes.
give a
I'm
shit,
sitting
what?
here going like, bro, transfusion range is a little bit too large.
Range is
Oh no, they nerfed it.
360.
It's- Transversion
Oh,
range
they
sucks
nerfed it?
now. Yeah,
Oh, they nerfed it. Oh,
It
okay.
Nerfed
Yeah.
it ages ago.
I think it was 6. I'll look it up. I want to look this up. It might be
It's also been
6.
ages since I played the game seriously.
Anyway, I need a second to think about this.
Also, the LE
This
Signet
class
is, I
is
think, 9, and it can pull you, but it's one person. The LE fucking glyph is actually really cool. Okay, I lied. It's fucking 600. Jesus Christ, it's stupid. And it repeatedly
600
pulls you.
is fine, but it used to be a lot more if I
No,
remember.
it's radius.
Scary. Yeah, 600 is still pretty strong.
Okay. What did
For
I?
a
What's
rest
the
trade.
pulses?
I remember. What was it? Fuck, search and rescue. For a druid was also pretty fucking
That
stupid.
was 12.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, because it used
1200.
to be. Yeah.
That was pretty fucking stupid
It was
too.
ridiculous.
And you can do it through walls.
Yep.
Like we're
You
talking.
could you?
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Are
you can
you
do
You
it
can
sure?
through
transfuse
walls,
people.
yes.
I'm a million percent
in
sure.
PvP, in PvP, some people would be on the ground and you pull them up behind, up the ledge, and they're not targetable
Yeah, it
anymore.
just pulls you to God. It doesn't care.
It's search and rescue was pretty fucking stupid, and not only that is like search and rescue. Let's say hypothetically you used it, the person gets res, then they go down because people are cleaving. You still had the quote-unquote res trade passive that would pretty much be another free search and rescue on the person. So your pet comes back to him and heals him up again. So it's two people resing him. It's fucking stupid. Okay. Druid during Heart of Thorns is so fucking strong.
Yeah, you remember all its unique buffs that it gave?
None.
The heart.
Right.
What was the thing called? Whatever.
Right? With empowerment, with the fucking grace
Oh
of the
yeah,
land.
yeah.
Grace of
Grace of the
Water.
Land was so fucking.
Let me
nice.
over
Grace
this
of the Land was so
ledge.
good.
And they have the
He is
spirits
on
too.
yeah, spirits too. Ah man, those are the days. I would love to go back to Heart of Thorns beginning.
see, it was
honestly, just
fun,
to play
right?
that game.
Yeah, because no one knew what they were doing, and it was fucking hard.
Exactly. Except us, we knew what we were doing.
Sort of.
No,
knew.
no one knew what they were doing.
Well, that's why we were doing cells, bro, because we knew what we were doing.
Okay, let's see.
Teams-
So here's what did I like about
What's my team
about
doing?
that class. I liked the short bow. The short bow skills were all really cool. I liked
I've-
pretty much every short bow skill
On Renegade, right?
on Renegade. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played it, but facing it, I've always found the short bow skills really strong.
They're just cool skills. Like seven shot is awesome. The one that like rains the circle from the sky is awesome. I mean, they're all cool skills.
Jump down.
What did I not like? F anything was dumb. F2 was like boring. F3 was boring. F4 was
like
like I can't
Yes.
believe this is ever in the game.
I'm still alive, bro. Why?
Not for long.
I guess
Just
I don't know.
good.
Here's my thing with Revenant in general. It's like when you talk about like the class fantasy or whatever. Like I don't even know what that is for Revenant. Like what the fuck is Revenant even supposed to be? Like
Furry.
what archetype is it supposed to be? Revenant just feels like Other Warrior to me.
It's
I
Battle
don't know.
Warrior in every shape of the fucking word.
I don't know. It just feels like Other Warrior. I don't know. I didn't even know what Revenant's supposed to be, but the short bow was cool. The F skills were dumb.
Deadeye.
Spirits. I'm gonna say spirits were dumb, just because like I really wanted fucking what's that the class from Guild Wars 1 in the game, and now it's never happening.
Ritualist.
Oh yeah, Ritualist. That's what you guys
It's
wanted.
it's like Ritualist that I hate. I don't know. There's a Ritualist
Fair.
at home.
I mean, it is a ritual, so I understand.
Kind
More
of.
wise.
I don't know. I mean, it has elements of Ritualist, but it isn't really. On the other hand, I also, that was the thing I actually played a lot in PvP, and it was kind of fun, just because I was winning games, so I don't know.
You drop all your shit on a node and live there forever. Dude, can I
Yeah,
get a
the
teleport
Call
spot?
Elite
Holy
The
god.
Dude, nothing felt better than the Call Elite plus 7 shot and just gain all of your life back when you're about to die.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
stupid.
It was really dumb.
That had no cooldown.
Alright, I gotta get going, guys, because I've been sitting too long.
Quick,
I actually-
rate
I'm
fucking
pushed-
Renegade.
I'm over by 45 minutes.
No explanation.
No.
7-7.
Concept, no,
Perfect.
it's not a 7-7, it's like 5.
Making a
and,
pun
like,
on the
it's
fucking
It's like 6 and 4 or something, I don't know.
4.
No, I'll give it
I
6
actually-
and 5. The short bow was fun.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I
Okay,
would agree with
teleport.
6 and 5. I think there were definitely problems with its execution.
I honestly, I didn't even know what to do with the concept. I didn't even know what a Revenant is supposed to be.
So,
like, whatever, dude.
so I'll Google it real fast.
But I
was
think
gonna
the
say it's
idea,
like,
I think
follow
the idea
death.
of doing the
Okay.
spirits is kind of silly. I don't know.
So a revenant is A revenant is an animated corpse that is believed to have been revived from death to haunt the living. Like, I honestly feel like Revenant would have fit better as the, like, Guardian, or honestly a Scourge. Like, honestly, give Scourge's name to the Revenant, give Revenant's name to the Scourge, and I think you might end up with a better mixing match.
Fucking rounding out this discussion, all the end of Dragon specs are named terribly, except for Harbinger and Virtuoso.
Oh, I agree as well. I also agree that I still say, so, Pseudo, not having played it as much as you, months into it, do you still agree with my initial assessment of, like, Virtuoso is, like, the most well-designed and execution of that design class?
No, because Harbinger actually had a really good release. It's just OP as shit.
User disconnected from your channel.
I guess we all leave. Good night.
I gotta address packages. I'll see you, dude. This was fun.
Easy.
Disconnected.
And that's it for the stream, too. Thank you for joining. I am Pseudo. If you have any questions, feel free to hop in, chill with us. We'll apparently be going through the Heart of Thorns ones as well, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, yeah, check us out on Tyria Tribune here on TikTok for shorts, and yeah, thank you.